Hey everyone, Redmen TV, Paul Machin, Chris Pajak, Liverpool going to Manchester City in a do-or-die clash.
Oh, don't make it worse, Paul.
Yet another chapter in the greatest football rivalry in Premier League history. We'll be beginning in just an hour and 10 minutes or whatever. The team isn't quite out just yet, but we thought we'd have a little chat around it and gather ourselves in advance of all that. As you can see, Chris is taking the build-up to this really well. He went to the toilet for a nervous wee just before we started, and I heard him returning because the word fuck got closer and louder. Fuck. And then he was in the room. It was brilliant. Doing okay?
Not really. It's got worse the last 20 minutes. It's been bad all day. Like, I've been doing things to sort of try and keep my mind off it. Like, from the moment I got up, or up until I came in. And then, the last half an hour has been really bad. And this is what I'm told you live for, and I can't help but feel that my stress levels don't deal with this very well at all. But this is what we wanted. This is what you needed, isn't it? You know, Liverpool. You mentioned it before. Wanted to be in with a shout. This game needed to matter, and it does, and it matters a lot. And I can't handle it. My head's falling off.
An hour and 9 minutes. Just wait. Yeah, I'm all right at the moment, but I'm sure that'll change. Right, we're going to have a little chat through what the team could be. If you're watching us live, get us your thoughts in what would you like to see. We've got some news regarding who has and hasn't travelled with the matchday squad. Steve gave a start 11 prediction. Chris, do you want to go over the board and we'll have a little chat through what Steve pulled together and what we know thus far? As I say, the team should be coming out in 8 minutes time, and then we'll know exactly what it is, and then we'll react to that. But up until that point, please do use the live chat on YouTube. Please do, if you're a Club Legend subscriber to Redmen Plus, then use the Discord chat as well, which I'll defo get up when I can get access to our Wi-Fi. Yes, so Chris, just talk to me what Steve thought it would be.
Yeah, so Steve starting 11, Alisson in goal, Robertson, Van Dijk, Matip and Trent Alexander-Arnold. I agree with that completely. Fabinho, Henderson and Thiago as the midfield three. I agree with that completely. Mane, Firmino and Salah. I agree with that completely. The one shout for me was, does Luis Diaz come in potentially on that left-hand side? Obviously, we've heard rumours about Roberto Firmino the last 24 hours or so, and potentially maybe someone like a Sadio Mane playing in the 9 there is a potential, especially we heard, didn't we, just this morning that Roberto Firmino has in fact travelled. So I'll put the team back to how it was. There is a few sort of players. Steve's got Kelleher, Kanate, Milner, Diaz, Costas Tsimikas, Joe Gomez, Naby Keita, Diogo Jota and Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain on the bench. Now, according to This Is Anfield, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain actually hasn't travelled, and it is Kurt Jones. So the team is going to come from these 9 lads and these 11 lads, plus obviously Adrian was travelling as the third goalkeeper. So we've got Alisson, we've got Kelleher and we've got Adrian travelling. So it's a 20-man squad, isn't it, for this one? 11 on the team, 9 on the bench. So no Minamino, no Origi, no Harvey Elliott, and no Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. Paul, I think everybody's kind of thinking at the moment, Mane, Firmino, Salah. But if the rumours are to be believed about Roberto Firmino having a little something, do we see a change heading into this game for Roberto Firmino?
If that's the case, I don't think they're going to run the risk on Bobby Firmino, which is a massive shame, because I thought we did the build-up show, and there was consensus, which very, very rarely happens on that show, about what the 11 would be, and we all settled on the 11 that Steve's gone with there, to be perfectly honest. And I thought this is a great game for this, and what informed my thinking was Arsenal away, and how we started Diaz on the left and we moved Diaz over to the right for a bit, and eventually it leads to us in a very classic Liverpool sort of 4-3-3 situation personnel-wise as well. And I thought that's what Jurgen will try to do here. So I thought it was. I think it's nailed on that if Bobby Firmino's 100% fit, that he'll start this one. I agree with your point as well on the Diaz stuff. It's whether you can resist the temptation to just have him explode down that side. Where I felt it would be Bobby in the middle, Mane left, Salah right, and then with 20 minutes to go, you look at the game state and you decide how hard you want to go for it. Maybe 15, maybe 10, maybe under 10. And then you look at a world where you're throwing Jota and Diaz on and just going fresh legs, real attacking impetus. That was the only thing I thought. But yeah, I suppose if Bobby's out, Jota's the natural answer there.
Yeah, I think you're right, Paul.
Yeah.
I think I'll take Jota. And look, Bobby might still make the bench. Well, he's travelled, so if he isn't on in that number 9 position, he's going to be in the bench.
Or Jota goalies.
Yeah, Jota. Yeah, that's true. Jota obviously would probably slot in that regard. He knows the system really well. He scores goals all the time. The big thing for me is that's a brilliant side, and we're nitpicking now, aren't we? For me, why I would have gone with a Jota, maybe forcing his way into the side if you weren't going to play the original sort of front three, as it were, is Diaz has that sort of unknown quantity for Manchester City. Is that, they'll have seen Diaz, obviously, and they'll have scouted Liverpool. Obviously, they've been scouting Liverpool longer than we've been scouting Manchester City. I'm sure of that. We've been focusing on one game at a time. They've been focusing on this game. For me, Diaz is the X factor. Diaz is that lad that goes, come on, you haven't faced him before. Can he get down the wing? Can he cause problems for them? Can he get a goal? And that's the thing where Pep won't know. And if you can get Pep scared, Pep can make mistakes. We've seen that time and time again. And he fears our front three anyway. And because he's spoken about that, hasn't he, in big games? Could Diaz be the one that puts him on the back foot and makes him Pep himself? That's what my sort of hope for it was. But no, I think you're right. If Bobby's not going to be able to play, then it would kind of make sense that Jota sort of slips into there. And I suppose the next question, Paul, is it's obvious for me, and we've both said it, Jota goes into the 9, but has Mane been playing better as the 9? Does Mane go into that position there? And does Jota go over onto that left-hand side? Because Mane causes teams troubles and scores goals.
It's a very Man City-like problem in that we were having a little chat before the show went live, but we is what we think Man City's 11 will be, but who plays where? Who's playing the false 9 for Man City? Because it could be De Bruyne, it could be a Jesus, it could be a Foden, it could be a Grealish, it could be Sterling, it could be Bernardo Silva, and you don't know that. And Liverpool, if you play Jota and Mane, there's a chance that either of them ends up centre forward at any given point in that game. The starting position is a nominal thing, isn't it? Really, but I agree. I think Mane's actually played better. But I don't think Jota's played well. That's the thing. I don't think Jota's been playing particularly well for us in general, but he has bagged some important goals for us. So, yeah, that's a tricky one. The honest answer is I don't know.
Yeah, say, mate. I think, look, if you're going into this game and you're thinking to yourself as Jurgen Klopp, I want Mane, I want Firmino, I want Salah. I think Mane does the best Roberto Firmino-esque role in the side, which is to drop deep probably onto Rodri's toes, make it difficult for him, Harry, all that type of stuff. Not that Jota doesn't do it, but I actually think Mane's better with his back to goal than Jota, and that's actually important. But to counter sort of at that point, Liverpool have been playing down the wings against Manchester City because they've been forcing us down the wings. So Trent to Mo, Robertson to Jota, that's been the difficulty for Liverpool and keeping the ball there. Would you rather then see Mane there? Because again, he's used to it, he's better at it. Jota, I always feel like he's just as good a dribbler as Mane, but he wants to be facing the goal, he wants to be moving into space, he wants to be running a full pelt all the time, and I don't think Manchester City will allow you to do that. So the honest answer is I've just taught myself out of playing Mane into the 9, but this lad in the middle, Thiago, could mean that Liverpool are able to play centrally. And if Liverpool can play centrally, I think the game's changed. Manchester City have done a great job against us over the last few times we played there. Certainly at the Etihad, it's been really, really tough sledding, Paul. But Thiago, he should be able to change that. If you can get Thiago on the pitch, you can get him sort of dropping deep into this place here. Henderson buzzing around everywhere. Lads coming back looking for the ball. Can you link up the play? Thiago could be the difference maker in this game.
Yeah, I to the point on the Mane stuff before we move on from that. like Mane's mission there is to run. I would guess Kyle Walker ragged, because he's got pace for days. He hasn't seemed to have lost a single step in his pace at all. I want Mane either being successful or softening Walker up for the inevitable introduction of Luis Diaz. Right, Chris Pajak, the team is out.
Yes. Can you shout
While
to
you're
me,
doing
please,
that, actually,
mate?
while you're doing that, while you do, it is Jota.
Jota.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Andrew Beasley's tweeted, of the last 8 Premier League meetings between the top 2 sides to take place within the final 10 games of the season, the team in second has won 7 times, including each of the last 5 in a row. So, wow.
Like that, okay.
No Bobby Firmino in the starting 11.
The team in full then, Alisson Becker in nets, Andrew Robertson, Virgil van Dijk, best centre-half in the world, joined by the second best centre-half in the world, Joel Matip for this one, best right-back in the world, Trent Alexander-Arnold rounds off the best defence in world football. Fabinho starts at the base of a midfield 3, with Thiago, thankfully, and Jordan Henderson in there, the captain. Left-hand side, I've got it as Sadio Mane for now, Jota in the 9, Mo Salah on that right-hand side. Substitutes bench then, is it Kelleher?
I have not got that in front of me.
Kelleher, Kanate, James Milner, Roberto Firmino does make the bench, Kostas Tsimikas,
Yes. Joe
Joe Gomez, Naby Keita, Luis Diaz and Kurt Jones round out it. So this is the thing, going back onto your point about Kyle Walker then, if Mane's able to run him ragged and then you're able to unleash Luis Diaz, that's something that I like the sound of, isn't it? Because Kyle Walker, I think people wrongly say he's a crap defender. He's not a crap defender. He uses his pace to be a good defender. And because he's got that pace, he'd play it completely differently, the role, if he didn't have pace. We've seen that time and time again. Jamie Carragher ain't going to play like Virgil van Dijk. He doesn't have the physical attributes, doesn't have the pace to be able to do it. Kyle Walker uses what he's got in his locker and he pushes to the edge. But will we be able to get him tired? Will Sadio Mane be able to soften him up and then bring Luis Diaz on the X factor to try and win the game? Will Liverpool need to do that? Let's fucking hope not, Paul.
Absolutely. Manchester City's team, Chris, you want to come back over? Yeah. For what it's worth, they have got Edison in goal. Walker, Stones, Laporte, Cancelo is their back 4. And midfield 3, as they've got it here, of Rodrigo, Kevin De Bruyne and Bernardo Silva, Jesus, Foden, Sterling. That's how it's listed. Now, obviously, that's not listed alphabetically, because that is listed team-ish. But, of course, I'm not sure Pep necessarily goes to Man City's social team and tells them exactly the positional layout.
Just his last job to do. Yeah. Team talk, social guy.
Yeah, the Twitter intern. So yeah, I mean, take that with a pinch of salt, but also it's very likely that it could be that one. Yeah, I said we'd imagine Jesus from the right, Sterling from the left, Foden through the middle, if that's the case. And if that is the case, what do you feel about both of those teams? Gareth Baird, who's been a member for 18 months here on YouTube as a first teamer, said, "Score predictions, lads. 3-2 win for me."
Yeah. A Hart in our Discord says, would have preferred Bobby to sit on Rodri. I'm thinking Yokozuna. Wait, no. Oh, you missed me joke. I'm thinking Yokozuna to sit on Rodri. My score prediction for today, after seeing the sides, is 3-1 to Liverpool Football Club. I think we race into a 3-0 lead and they score in the last sort of 10 minutes to make us sweat a little bit, but not too much, like a translucent onion type of a sweat.
Okay, brilliant.
10 minutes.
It's a new kind of sweat, and maybe we'll go for it.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Go ahead, Salt. Absolutely. I go ahead. I'll have a bit of that.
Yeah, we all want to be translucent onions
at this point, I've got, obviously, not that I ever really knew how this game was going to go, but it's either going to be a thriller in terms of, like, I just think it's going to be mad and both teams are going to go nuts, and it could be like a Liverpool-Arsenal 4-4 style, 4-4-4-3, because that never happens in these games, or it's going to be horrendous, like a 1-goal win from like a 0-0, 1-1 1-0, 2-1 style.
Don't be so boring. Ross has just texted me, former chef, and said excellent sweat reference.
Excellent sweat reference.
Sweat off them onions.
Biased Liverpool analysis and sweat references. Brilliant.
So I'll tell you one interesting thing for me, obviously. Joe, could you put this up actually? It's on my iPad now. The way the Sofa Score have got Manchester City lining up. Lovely transition, Joe. I don't know what that one was that we saw there, but you got rid of it pretty quick. Fair play to you. They've got Gabriel Jesus in the 9, Raheem Sterling off the left-hand side and Phil Foden off the right. Now, that makes sense if you're playing the inverted wingers and Gabriel Jesus is a striker, but I've got a feeling it's Sterling or Foden in the 9.
Yeah.
And Foden's... Am I right in saying Foden gave Alexander-Arnold a torrid time last time out, was it? I feel like...
Milner.
It was Milner, yeah, you're right. I feel like Foden might play on that side and they might go non-inverted because they've got De Bruyne and Silva behind them doing the inverted stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go, for me, City line up, Foden left, Sterling... Oh, no, actually...
Out of interest, for Jesus this season, according to Transfermarkt, of his games that he's played for City this season, he's played 14 as a centre-forward, 13 as a right winger, 2 as a left winger. So, take your pick, he's as likely to play centre-forward than this is on the right.
I think he plays right wing. I think Sterling plays the 9. And I think Foden plays the left. And they use De Bruyne and Silva to be the inverted guys. That's how I'm going to go with City line up. I don't think there's any messing around with Liverpool's side. The only question mark is Jota and Mane. What will you put your money on?
Yeah, Jota will start up front, I think. Okay. Flynn Sake said, wouldn't be surprised if it ends 0-0. I said that this is the thing about this. I've said this all week. It's so hyped up, and it depends. It just depends on the flow of this. I mean, obviously it's got to get to 0-0 at half time first and foremost, but like you can't beat City unless you get to half time at 0-0 because when they score first, they win. So that it will depend. I said if we can manage to keep them out until half time, it's how much Liverpool are prepared to risk it all to win it all.
No risk it, no biscuit.
Yeah. What type of biscuit?
Doesn't matter. I don't know. I didn't make the sign.
But what biscuit would make him risk it?
A VIB. Caramel digestive.
Why not? Yeah, I think we'd risk it all. Risk life and limb.
I'd risk my marriage on a VIB.
Daniel Buttery asked the question, are you guys superstitious at all?
No.
Do you want to show them how superstitious you are?
No. Okay. I'll put my lucky socks on. Okay.
Yeah, look at that.
Oh,
there's the hammies. There's the hammies. Well done.
I'll put my lucky socks on. We won the Carabao when I was wearing them. We won the Super Cup when we were wearing them. I've picked and chosen wisely. Like, I've not worn them every single game. I think, Inter Milan away as well in here with them. I purposely didn't pick the game against Benfica. So these hat scarf or a badge socks have done me proud.
Very good.
And I'm hoping that they are the difference today. I'm also hoping that we've got a trainer coming in for my left calf because I lifted my right leg up and my left calf went.
Oh, it's like a push and pull kind of scenario. Yeah.
So thanks for that.
Every action has got an equal and opposite reaction.
Much more painful and opposite reaction, actually.
Trick Josh has been a member for 22 months. Josh says, been to Sainsbury's already, got my soft drinks and some Skittles. Sort of like a tropical fruit bubblicious as well, by any chance. I'm ready. Bring it on. I said this before. I went out. I had to come back. I had a nice late brekkie brunch type deal. I had a little nap. Got back up again. Ready to rock. I'm
your lives, considering we spend so much of them in the same building, they're completely different
outside of these four walls. Yeah.
I can't remember the last time I had a nap in the daytime.
Yeah. There you go. It was about 2 hours ago. Rabadam says, Chris's calf blinded me.
Sorry, mate.
Wow. It's because it's so milky white.
It's probably that, yeah.
But you tan well.
Yeah. Okay.
Just that's not the opportunity. He didn't quite get out in that 1 week of sunshine that we've had so far before it returned to winter. Kyle Portwood. Salah Hattie. He is very much due a goal. Very much due a goal.
I would love him to score a hat-trick. I don't really care if it's Salah that scores a hat-trick, to be honest with you. I'll take any of them. But Salah, this is it. If you want to continue to be talked about as the best player in the world, you do it between the best two teams in the world and you make the difference.
And that's
what Salah's got in his sights today.
We know what he could do with that goal at Anfield. I think awoke world football to, yeah, he's the best. But we don't win it. I think he needs to be Salah and be the decisive factor in a big football match. And look, there's plenty of those to come, so it might not need to be today in that regard. But interesting comment here from T-Gis. Says he always plays Jesus off the left. Well, Mr. Gis, once again, I'll refer you to apparently he's played just 2 games off the left. So, not my words, the words of transfermarkt.co.uk/Gabriel-Jayzus/Spieler/363205.
Nice.
Reading.
Impressive stuff.
Impressive stuff. Right, if we've got, I'll just check if we've got any more comments before we wrap up. Oh, of course we have. Wow. Scott Hawkes, the star of every single watch along. $45. Scott Jesus wept. I'm too knackered and nervous for the St. Swithin's Day speech. Let's just go to war with these financially dodgy bastards and win. Come on, you Reds. I'll leave us with this, and we'll have to do more of this on the watch along because we've got some time before the watch along starting to the kick off. If Liverpool's story so far has led them to this path, and it's led them to the Etihad, knowing that a win will put them top of the table. That's not the only path to the title, but not losing. I don't think losing is in the story that they've managed to craft for themselves, is what I'll say, given how far back they've come from. I thought Jurgen Klopp said it perfectly when he said, like, we've qualified for this game. Yeah. That for me summed up everything that I was feeling about this is like it's not a final, but it has all the hallmarks of a final. If you want this to matter, then we've earned the right for this game to matter, and you can't ask for more. All you can ask is the lads go out there and give their absolute all. Yeah,
I mean, I look at it slightly differently because I'm looking at the season as a whole here, and I want this to be Liverpool's Pax Romana. This has got to be the greatest history in terms of the Roman Empire, the Pax Romana, that's ever been. Yeah. This, what we're seeing right now, is I think the best Liverpool side. This is the golden time for us, the golden age, but we've got to win this game, and we've got to win multiple trophies to be able to actually recognise that this is the greatest Liverpool side we've ever seen.
Yeah. Yep, I agree with all that, and it's all part and parcel of hopefully one of those things where we'll look back on this as part of another glorious, successful season for Liverpool and Jurgen Klopp. Loads more to come from us, by the way. If you want more from us, head over to redmenplus.com. I did an opposition preview with Big Steve. Anyone watches all the Don Robbie stuff, he's got his own channel as well, but I did the Lad Bible video with him a few weeks ago. Good lad, really good fella, surprisingly balanced for a Man City fan. But we were talking about like the anxiety of these games and how stressful it is, and it was really nice to know that Man City fans feel just as sick with this rivalry as us, in that they just know that Liverpool have put the pressure on them. They can't enjoy any individual week of league football because Liverpool just win. They feel exactly the same as us, and that made me feel loads better about life. So go and check that out. That's over on redmenplus.com right now. Plenty of time to catch that before the game kicks off. We'll be back 15 minutes before kickoff, so that's 4:15.
Just had one more super chat from Sub as well, $5 mate. Salah has 20 goals in the league so far. How many goals do you think he will end the season with? I'm going 27.
30. 2,330. There you go.
2,300. That's not how it works.
2,330. Yeah, 22. Norwich have scored again. Norwich 2, Burnley 0, and that is the relegation fight done. Man United, honestly, like
shithouses.
They're just the fucking worst. They're the worst. They've ruined the relegation fight, but it's on Liverpool now to make sure who gives a shit, really. Right, sound. Anyway, yeah, do check out Redmen Plus. We've got you covered as we head in towards this incredible run-in. We'll also be there post-match as well, an hour after kick-off, doing the instant match reaction. So 20 to 25 minutes. And listen, if Liverpool win, all bets are off. That could be all kinds. I've already promised my son I'll do a flip on the trampoline if we win today.
Really?
So yeah,
I watched him do a flip on the trampoline yesterday. Is he going to do it?
Inelegant.
He was pretty good, to be fair to him. Like,
I'm all right at doing. I'm not all right at landing them.
No,
I can get over.
You mean you can do toss over.
Flop. Yeah.
Well,
A front flip flop.
Well done.
Yeah,
well
yeah.
done. There's Stella in that fridge there. I'm just saying, if Liverpool win, I'm eating the Stella.
I'm not sure. If we lose, I might say that Stella bottle Stella is the fucking worst. Right, anyway, sound. I'm Paul Machin. That man right there is Chris Pajak. We will be back with you at 4:15, about half an hour's time. Keep your heads on, Reds. It's going to be one hell of a ride at the Etihad, but don't worry. We are with you. We're all in this together. Cue High School Musical soundtrack. And yeah, otherwise, we'll be back very soon. Bye. Thank you so much for checking the videos. If you want more from us, then do consider joining Redmen Plus, which funds everything we do here for free on YouTube. But not just that, we're going to give you a whole bunch of incredible Liverpool content in podcast and in video form, extra Redmen TV shows and documentaries, features and interviews with Liverpool legends past and present. Get closer to the city, to the football club that we all love on redmenplus.com. Click the button, head over there now.